first, let's get the mindset centered. Hey, hey, let's go. We're not here to gamble, we're here to trade. We follow the plan, that's how we get paid. Testing, trading, have success. Find what works for you and forget the rest. Stats and probabilities is what we're about. Time to dismiss greed and doubt. Focus on the process, not the money. And the profits will flow like honey. Power Hour Live, let's start the show. Come on, trade hackers, get ready to go. 0-day options, time to make bank. Get locked and loaded, then be ready to blank. Hey!
Hey everyone, welcome to Power Hour Live. Today is Monday, April 14th. S&P, big bounce back. S&P's up 77, NASDAQ is up 245, Russell up 27. Dow is up 515. All of them are up about 1 1/3 to 1.5%. Pretty equal across the board with the indices. Gold's down about 0.5%. Silver's up over 1%. Notes and bonds are both up around 1%. 10-year yield down almost 2%. Oil is just barely green. Natural gas is down 4.7%. All the grains finished red. Euro and the pound are up. Bitcoin's up 1.5%. VIX contracting to the tune of about 20%. Just above 30, currently at 30.13. So, what did I do today? Let's see, on my day trades, I'm a little bit red, down 701. Got a nice upside runner in BABA for plus 915. Had a loser in Goog for about minus 1500. And then a couple small losses on Bitcoin and IWM. Those were really just kind of test trades, but net down 701 on those. And then my Tickle Me Elmos were going great until this last little push. I was up a few thousand. Now I'm up. Now I'm up $800. So, kind of a scratch day between the day trading and the Elmos at this point. Yeah, that last little push up stopped me out at 2. So, I am 5 for 7 on Elmos today. That's it for me. Chad, how's your day?
Yeah, it's been not too bad. I made one big mistake on my TLCs. Let's see. My first TLC was a 20% and then stopped. So plus $240. My second one, 20, 40, 60 and out. And then my third one, I went to re-enter and I just rushed it and didn't really look at the analyze tab closely and placed the trade, and it was off center to the upside, and then it moved up. So it was like immediately underwater. I just didn't center it. Now, I don't know what would have happened to it if I would have hit 20% and then got stopped. It would have gotten stopped probably eventually, but it was a full stop. So it definitely hurt the old P&L. And then my number 4 was a 20, 40, 60 and out. So I've come back nicely. And even with a minus $3,450 full stop, I'm still up $1,285, so almost $1,300. And then I'm 6 and 3 on Elmos and down $150 on those. Being 6 and 3. So pretty close to scratch with 6 wins, 3 losses.
Yeah, had a lot of nice little consolidation there midday from about 10:30 a.m. to about 12:30, but that's really all the consolidation I've been involved with, and then got stopped out on this up move here. So we'll see if I am going to put on another one. Let's see, we're about 10, 15, 20-ish wide at this point. No. Let's see where we at. 10, 20, maybe 30 wide, 25, 30 wide. So getting a little pullback here. S&P is not too far away from highs of day. IWM is almost back to highs of day. It's been a little tale of two directions today with a little consolidation in between. Of course, we had the news over the weekend that some of the electronics were going to get an exemption on tariffs. So we had a gap up, specifically in some of those stocks that benefited, like Apple. But looking at Apple, I mean, it immediately sold off and just kind of grinded lower. And then it, similar to the market, kind of started consolidating, and then it's bounced a little bit. It's still up almost 4%, but fairly weak price action. Same with Amazon, pretty weak. Amazon's down 1%. Google's up 2%. Google was the strongest earlier, sold off with everything else. It's bounced back. It's up a couple percent. Coinbase is up. Tesla's barely green. Just got back into the green. Same with Nvidia. Same with Microsoft. And Meta is weak also. There's some news came out about Meta, some DOJ action that could potentially separate some of the Meta companies, it sounds like, but probably a long process before we find out any details on that. As far as other movers go, Alibaba is the strongest on my board. PLTR has been one of the strongest all day as well. Well off of its highs, but it's still up almost 6%. PDD, another Chinese stock, is up. Apple. A lot of the financials are up. Goldman Sachs had earnings before the bell. It's up 2.5%. JP Morgan is barely green, but Bank of America is also up 2.5%. And a handful of reds. Snowflake, Lulu, TSM and AVGO, so a couple chip stocks red, Meta, IONQ. Chad, did you say you're in something right now?
Yeah, I just got in a Tickle Me Elmo on the 5450s, 5420s.
Yeah, I watched part of that video, Morrow. That's kind of insane. So for those of you who didn't see it, Morrow, was that you that posted it originally? Or somebody? Anyway, so somebody was trading an iron fly in SPX, and he closed it out, or he got stopped out. I can't remember which one. And so he thought it was it was all zeroed out in his toss account, everything just like you close a trade, right? Well, later, after the fact, and when he could do nothing about it, his trade got busted by the exchange, meaning they were saying it was not a legit trade, and so they busted it, and so essentially left him uncovered on part of the trade. And long story short, he ended up losing $116,000 on the trade. So, he's on a little bit of a tour to fight this thing, and he's still waiting to hear back. It sounds like from the exchange. And it sounds like Schwab is like, well, it's an exchange thing, and the exchange is like, no, talk to your broker, and it's the whole finger pointing thing, but it's a pretty disgusting thing if he doesn't get it fixed in his favor, because as far as he was concerned, the trade was closed, just like we always think it's closed if you see zeros on your platform, and then for them to be able to do something like that after the fact on part of your position to leave you uncovered with no ability to do anything is pretty ridiculous. So if you haven't seen it, I think Mauro posted it in the 0 DTE chat. Go back and watch it. It's good for everybody who trades, period, to understand what happened. No, I'm not sure what size of the trade. I don't know how many contracts he was in. I don't know the size of his account or anything. He did say something to the effect of, it's a huge loss, but it's not like it took him out of the game, but it could certainly have taken people out of the game, right? Depending on the size they were trading. But no, I don't know the details of that. Okay, so it's a 10-lot trade. Four of the lots were busted.
Yeah, I didn't hear about this. I'm going to have to go read it. Is there an article link to it?
There's a video. I think it was on Saturday or Sunday. It was posted in the 0 DTE chat.
Oh, yeah. I was busy all day.
Oh, okay, so six were stopped and 4 were left. Okay.
What do you mean by busted it? I guess that confuses me.
Well, if let's say it usually traders will contact the exchange if they get an erroneous fill that are outside the parameters of where they think they should have gotten filled. Like if they got stopped and it really never traded to that price, or there's some type of mistake, the exchange, it kind of the terminology that the exchange or that traders use is that the exchange busts the trade. So essentially they say it was not a trade and they credit your account back or whatever. Well, in this case, they busted his trade, and so reverted back as if he hadn't done that part of the trade, which in this case, because he had a spread on, it left him naked to with a significant loss. So yeah, Mauro just posted a couple of the videos there.
Okay.
All right, getting a little chop. All right, I'm going to go in with another Elmo. Yeah, exactly. That's the problem right there, is if the exchange is allowed to bust a trade, customer has to be able to protect themselves. That's really what it comes down to. Like that is just, it has to be that way. I've never heard of this occurring. And he uses Toss and Schwab. So for those of you who use that can relate, like you close the trade, you think it's closed, you think your risk is off, and then all of a sudden you get that notification. It's kind of a crazy deal. Yeah, it was on that Wednesday with the huge monster day up. So it was obviously short calls that were the ones that got punished. All right, so SPX little pullback here. So we got QQQs is sitting back on its pre-market lows here. IWM well above pre-market lows. SPY kind of in between. My most recent Elmo is up 10%.
And mine's up 20. Gotta keep an eye on those longs now. My long's only worth 5 cents now.
So you have an OCO on there, on the full iron Condor?
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I've been doing the Elmos, is just on the full iron Condor.
Right. Yep. Mine replaced the order like 3 minutes after I entered because one of the longs went bidless.
Oh, yeah.
Calls are bidless.
Yeah, I currently have one that's bidless now.
So you bought your longs at the start of the day, Elliot, and you've just been selling strangles? Is that what you did? I got you. And then from there on, you just reused them? Yeah, you should definitely move your PT and stop the shorts only, because you get a quick move, it's not going to get filled.
Yep, I'm right on a profit target right now, so.
That is one cool thing about Trade Steward is they automatically, if a long goes bidless, they automatically just move your order to the strikes that have a bid. I'm pretty sure TAT does that. Yeah, okay. Mara would know best, yeah. Yeah, that's right. On my Bix, they will. Yeah, that's right. They would. I was trying to remember. I haven't been doing Bix for a while, so I had to think about that for a minute.
All right, there we go. Hit my 25%. So, what is that? 7-3. So plus 125 bucks for Elmos today. I went positive in Elmos.
I'm going to go in with another one here. I'm getting close to my profit target. Elmo number 9. And number 8 is getting close. I like the current little chop we're in.
I mentioned I was close to this. Last week, but I've officially made the amount of interest my retirement account was making in a full year. I officially hit that same amount, $11,000 in 4 days.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's wild. I mean, think about that. I let it sit there from 2019, which is probably a good thing.
My number 8 is touching the profit target. Hit it. Need it to sink back down. Oh, there we go. Filled a couple of the contracts. Not a full PT hit yet. There we go. Getting a little bounce. IWM is trying to get to highs of day. Now my remaining Elmo could use a little pullback.
I am out of everything.
What'd you do, Naughty Dog? I got on my phone and it kicked me off the sharing my screen, so I meant to circle back on it, but what did you do? Oh. Your sound was muted. Okay. Well, I'm glad you figured it out. Welcome. Welcome to the party. VIX under 30. Look at that. Ticked above 60 just a few sessions ago. Back under 30. I mean, is the bottom in, kids? Did we hit the bottom of the tariff soap opera?
I mean, to take a look at it, like what you get, trying to weigh like what could happen in the future.
Right. That's what I was saying. Like, what else could really come out that would?
Right. That would be bad.
It's kind of like
it seems like it's only going to be good from here on out.
Obviously, the worst of the worst is always unknown, but yeah, sure seems like all the bad news is the worst of the worst is out. But you never know.
Yeah, I mean, if something else pulls it down, it's probably something we're just not aware of or not able to think of. Don't know what you don't know.
My current Elmo is at about 20%. Just need to stay down a little bit. And there it is. Hit. Nine Elmos, 7 winners, 2 losers today. I'm up 2,450 on those. Got 3 minutes till MOC. And then we'll pull back. In SPY and QQQ, IWM is staying up.
RG, are you in the live stream?
So 1 minute now until we get the market on close imbalance.
RG, it shows RG is in here.
Okay, I was gonna see if you could just go show him how to do the OCO for Elmo real quick.
I
guess
use
you got
Trade
Emos.
Steward.
Oh,
But
MOC
hang on a
coming out.
second. We got MOC coming up in about 30 seconds. So after that, I will. I'll show you.
Or I can share my screen.
Was he asking in your channel?
Yeah.
MOC in about 10 seconds.
10 seconds. Market on close imbalance. S&P 500 sell side 232 million. Nasdaq 100 sell side 559 million.
Tiny.
Dow 30 sell side 111 million. Mag 7 sell side 332 million.
A little pullback currently.
Yeah, or let me share my screen quick.
Yeah, go
Try to
ahead.
do that. Let's see here. Yeah, I can't share my screen.
Let's see. All right. Yeah, I can do it. Okay, so
I was just going to take one of my current Elmos and just do click opposite trade.
okay,
just
so
click opposite trade. Yeah, just take one, click opposite trade.
I was going to put the initial one up first as if I'm getting ready to enter.
Okay.
So you got your order to enter. Obviously, this is a past one, so that don't pay attention to the risk graph. But you got that order, and then so if I have that as a as my entry order. But RG, are you on Thinkorswim?
He said he's never
Okay.
traded a TLC or Elmo, so
Okay.
I don't know if he's even
Yeah,
Go
you've
ahead.
got your order here as if you're getting ready to enter. And then, Chad, is this how you do it? You just change that to OCO?
Yeah.
And then right click on it. Yeah, so on your advanced order,
Well-
change that. It defaults from single order, so change it to OCO. Or are you entering first, Chad?
I'm entering the trade. Well, I've entered the trade. It's gotten filled. That's why I didn't know what you were going with, what you were doing
okay.
there. I was going to show him after it was already filled.
Okay. So one way to do it would be to set it up so that you get filled and the OCO fills at the same time. But
Oh yeah,
what you're saying is
that's not what I'm doing.
Okay, so you enter the trade and then you go to OCO and you create opposite order. And then what do you do from there?
Duplicate the order.
So
I duplicate the
buy order.
Yeah. Just like you have it in your course.
That was a long time ago, Chad.
I know. It's in the there. So you got your closing order. You got to change it to OCO and then right click duplicate. And then go over and put in your profit target.
Okay, so 25%,
Whatever that is.
25% of 630. So 630 times 0.75. So it'd be, call it $4.70.
Yep. But I think it's the stop part that they're not, like Matrix had the question about. So he's got to take, then the drop down limit, you got to change it to stop.
Yeah, and then you're going to take 630 times 1.5, so that'd be a 50%. So 945, and you got to change this from limit to stop.
So that's where you change. That's what Matrix was confused about. Yeah, then you put your stop in right there.
Yep. So you've already gotten filled on the Iron Condor, and then you're putting in your profit target at 25% and your stop loss at 50%.
That's it.
And then you hit confirm and send. Now, the only thing is, remember, you're doing it on the full Iron Condor here, so you've got to monitor if you're, especially later in the day, if your longs go bidless, if the bid says 0 on your option chain, you're going to have to change that to just manage the strikes that have a bid. Otherwise, it won't fill.
Yeah, you should practice putting that OCO order paper trading until you can do it in your sleep.
Yeah, and Chad gives a lot of examples of this I do it in my early day entry Iron Condor course, and Chad does it a bunch in his TLC course. Of course, that's not exactly specific to what I just did with an Elmo, but
That's a trailing stop in TLC. This one's a regular stop. I think that's what was confusing Matrix.
oh, gotcha. Yep.
I'll remember to do another one. Maybe on my first Elmo tomorrow. I'll do it. Make a little quick video too. How I do it, and that's another way. The way Steve just did it was another way you can do it. But if you haven't watched the Zero DTE course, like Steve also shows how to do OCO orders in that too. It's kind of the basic course. I'm glad I didn't put on another Elmo.
Yep. Coming down. Tiny MOC number, but price is coming down. 3 minutes till the bell.
Yeah, I mean, this is really coming down.
Yes, that is correct, Ken. Once I've moved on, like what I did before, it's kind of out of my mind.
Yeah, it's still on my agenda to do that. I hate change. I think part of me is like, I'm such an attention to detail person that I feel like I won't know the details when it's somewhat automated. But I'm sure I'll change one of these days.
Yeah, nice little sell-off into the close here. Just a indecisive day here for sure.
Just wants to get the VIX, back up there for us for tomorrow.
That's right. VIX back above 30. Yeah. So RG, you can put the OCO on so that when you get filled on the entry, you automatically have the OCO on there already as well. That's not the way that I just showed you right here, but you can do that as well.
Where is the video for that?
That's a good question. I'll have to find it.
I think I could get on board with that.
The difference is you have to buy your longs first.
Oh, that's right.
And then you just do it with the shorts. The OCO's on your shorts only. So you buy your longs ahead of time, and then you just put your OCO on your shorts for the whole deal, and then you never have to redo your OCO if you hit a profit target, like on TLC.
I probably could be with Elmo's would be okay, because Elmo's, you can kind of just buy some cheap longs, right?
Yeah.
I could probably get on board with that.
I've also had the situation where you buy the longs and all of a sudden a crazy move happens. You haven't got the shorts on yet. That I like that one.
Right.
Because the problem with, entering the trade and then trying to put your OCO on, if you do have that, 30 seconds where you're putting your OCO on, you are exposed there a little bit.
That kind of did happen to me a little bit. It got underwater on my one that was full stopped. I mean, it ended up stopping, but I was underwater quick.
There is the bell. 5406.06 is the final. $54.06.03 looks like the final. All right, all. That's a wrap. Let's see, tomorrow's live stream in the morning. Let me double check. Where is the live stream? There it is. Tomorrow is April 15th. So, yeah, Chad will be streaming live at the market open for day trading. Don't forget to do your taxes. Tomorrow is April 15th. Don't want the IRS coming after you guys. All right, all. Take care. Have a good night. Cheers.